All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Wow, there's a lot of people here tonight. So who has never been here before? One. That's it? All right. Everybody else just keeps coming back for more. This whole month, we've been focusing on our intention for things and what that means. What does it mean to have an intention? Svetlana, do you want a bolster? I can get you one. Are you sure? Okay. All right. So I was thinking about when we do a yoga class, and specifically like Yoga Nidra, we talk about the sankalpa, which is also like your intention for things. And it's almost, when we start looking at it like that, then it starts to kind of bleed into other things. Like there can be a vow attached to a sankalpa, which is also an intention. So these things can become more in depth, more detailed when we're doing things. Today I was talking about in my Yoga Nidra class, like my intention for this place. And you guys heard me talk about that before. And so when we have an intention, everything else kind of like follows that energy. It follows that, the course of that. I have the most beautiful backyard that was designed by that gentleman right there, Kyle. And I have this little spot and that's over to the side, and we have a little bench over there, and it's just really quiet. And I can sit there and I can meditate or I can read or whatever in the mornings after my bike ride. And I could hear somebody on the main road honk really loud. And I was thinking to myself, like, this poor person is going to work in the morning. We talked about this last week as well, just like people being so intense and us having to make excuses for them. But I started to think, like, what is that person's intention as they're driving to work? It's early in the morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and they're in such a state that they're like, ah, you know what I mean? And like throwing the other person's central nervous system out of whack, you know what I mean? Because they're not driving fast enough or they're not, whatever it is. And so I started to kind of like feel into when we had talked about last week, kind of making excuses for people, and I use that word, excuses for people that are doing things that are kind of a rub to us and they don't feel good. They kind of throw us off. Like I said, somebody honking at you, somebody zipping in and out of traffic and driving like a maniac. These things that are just like, I don't know what's happening. Or you're at a store. We were at a restaurant this weekend. We went up north to go visit Chris's family, and the waitress was super snotty, like unbelievably snotty. My husband doesn't always have the best patience for stuff like that. I was actually really proud of him because I could tell he was super annoyed. And but I just thought, wow, it's so interesting. You know, you're in a world where you have to have, like, your job relies on good service. And so what's her intention? So I started to think more about that with the guy honking the horn, I would say mediocre service that we got at that restaurant, and these different things. And it's like, what are these people's intention when they get up in the morning? Are they living intentionally? Are they even living intentionally? Or are they living reactively? You know? And that's super important to kind of like feel what? Yeah, what were we?
Coincidence.
But so when we're living in reaction to things, we're not intentional. That just has gone out right out the window. And so it's important that we're like, you know, if my intention is to get to work safely in the morning, then I need to be a little bit more prudent with my time and get ready a little bit sooner and not try to make it everybody else's problem that I didn't manage my time properly, right? Like that's kind of how that trickles out like that. And so just being in that space where we're always focusing on our intention. If our intention is, you know, to have your friends feel like loved and appreciated. You know, take a minute to, if anybody pops into your mind, just text them. Do you know what I mean? It takes 2 seconds. We live in a really cool world right now where we don't have to commit to jack, right? And so, and I mean that, because sometimes I'm like, I love this person and I don't have time to make a telephone call to them, but I do have time to do a text, or I do have time to Marco Polo somebody. Marco Polo is my jam. Like, makes me so happy because I can pretend like I'm having a really long conversation, usually with myself, because if anybody's used the Marco Polo app, you're just looking at yourself the whole entire time. But it's fabulous because you leave a message for that person and they can respond to it whenever they have time. And so, so we live in a time where we can be a better friend. We can be like able to weirdly make contact with people, even superficially. It takes nothing to do that, like zero energy and effort. But then if you want to do more, you know, bake some cookies or do something big. Speaking of which, there's very little cake left out there, but that was Wendy's birthday cake. She made her own birthday cake today. I love her so much. I'm like, you made your own birthday cake? I felt like it was like Harry Potter, like, you poor thing. I should have, like, I wish I would have done better. Like, I should have been a better friend and made her birthday cake. But she made her own. She's like, no, I felt like it's when you're in elementary school and, you know, your mom makes cake and you bring it into school. I'm like, oh, okay, super cool. So anyway, there's still cake out there if anybody wants them. So, yeah, so, and that, you know, that's really cool too. Like, just thinking about that, like, what's Wendy's intention? Wendy's celebrating her own birthday and she wants to share it with everybody at the studio because she loves the studio so much. Like, that's super cool. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. When we're living intentionally, it doesn't have to be about making more money. It doesn't have to be about like landing that perfect job or getting that perfect relationship or any of those things. It can just be like being a more decent human in all the little things that we do with our life. And it's super simple, super simple. We don't need to overcomplicate it, okay? Okie dokie. So since everybody here is highly evolved meditators, and only one person hasn't been here before, and I'm going to assume that if you're friends with Kyle, you must be highly evolved. So this is going to be easy. So everybody got to get into your position. Remember, if you're not comfortable in your skin, if you feel like you're going to be wiggly, if you feel like you're going to be fighting your body, just lie down. And but remember not to fall asleep, and then put your feet on the floor and your knees to the ceiling so that you don't fall asleep.
Your knees on the floor and your feet on the ceiling?
What did I say? Your feet on the floor and your knees to the ceiling. Thank you. Try that one on.
I was like,
That's very evolved, Tamara. That's next level evolution right there. That's like we're floating. So, and then that way you can be more at ease in your body, you know? So, because we want everybody to be at ease in their body, but we also want to maintain focus and attention during our meditation. We also want to make sure that the spine is long, you know? And so that's why when you're lying flat on the floor, you can do that and your spine can be long. It's better not to use the bolster as a pillow because you won't be able to breathe and you'll be kind of crunching up the Sushumna, which is that central channel. So go ahead and just, if your eyes are not closed, I encourage you to close your eyes, but close them gently. Sometimes it's nice if you can see even just barely a little tiny bit of light. Japkar says that if the light is in color, your eyes are too open. The light should just be like black and white almost. Loosen up your jaw and make sure that your tongue isn't pressing down or pressing up on the roof of your mouth. Teeth are not touching. You can have your palms face up with chin mudra, which is your thumb and index barely touching if you choose to, or palms face down. Let's go ahead and just zero in on our breath. So just feeling the breath coming in and out of your nose. Feeling the expansion and the contraction of your lungs, your chest. And then just really allowing yourself to settle in. If there's anything else that your body requires for you to feel settled at this point, I encourage you to give that to yourself so that you can foster this sense of stillness in your body. Now, I'm asking everybody to bring your imaginary gaze point up to where you think your third eye is. So with your eyes closed, it will almost feel like you're crossing your eyes and you're staring at the center of your forehead. This one practice starts to bring everything a little bit deeper inside. Gesundheit. So now with your imaginary gaze point fixed at your third eye, you're going to just play with this concept of intention. And you're just going to pick one thing that you would like to improve in your life. Please don't make it big. Please don't make it grandiose. It's simple. Maybe it's getting up a little bit earlier every morning. Maybe it's going to bed at a more specific time every night. Keep it very, very, very simple. Maybe it's flossing more. I mean, I really need this to be simple. So pick something simple. Now, even simple things require more focus and more intention. So as you envision yourself doing this very simple thing, let that be the object of your meditation for the next few minutes, is just seeing yourself doing just this one thing. And again, it's super simple. that you see yourself doing this simple incorporation into your life, something that's going to improve the quality of your life, even if it's just small. Now I'd like you to add to that vision, just like a vision of what your life will look like with this one addition. Try not to go too crazy in your imagination. If it's going to bed at a regular time, perhaps it's just the little things that you need to do to set a boundary for yourself to go to bed at whatever said time is proper for you. Maybe if it was going to go for a walk every night, that one thing, just envision yourself with those extra steps in your life. Now you have the present day established and what that looks like for you. The different parameters you may have to put in. Now I'd like you to just envision the quality of your life better as a result of this very simple thing, this one small little thing. Maybe if it's you're going to bed at a better time, then you don't have circles underneath your eyes, or if you're more consistent with flossing, you don't have any cavities. Something like that. So now, if you can, I encourage you to really sit with the feeling of pride and accomplishment for getting that thing, this one little teeny weeny thing, mastered for yourself and the improvement that it's made. And I just want you to sit with the good feeling in your body for accomplishing that today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, whatever the case may be. And just rest with that peaceful, happy, accomplished feeling. And finally, this amazing feeling that you have inside of you, wherever you feel it in your body, we're going to dedicate that to another human being that you want them to have that same good feeling. It could be your partner, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be your dog, I don't care. Somebody that you love, that you want them to have that same feeling of accomplishment and happiness and good feelings about their small deeds and the ripple effect that it made in your life. You want them to have the same thing. It's almost as if it's like a beautiful little diamond that you're passing from your heart to their heart. And as you do that, please envision their face, their countenance of their face, their disposition, the happiness in them. Just be very aware of how you feel in this moment right now, after doing all these beautiful things. Start to bring your focus back to your breathing. And start to bring a little bit more movement back into your body. And your eyes, of course, are always the last thing to open up. So the best things that we do for ourselves, we want to wish that for other people too. It's easier to start with people that you love, that you want to do nice things for. It takes more work to do things nice for people that you don't love so much. And everybody has those people in their life, you know. So it's easier to start with somebody that you love. And it's okay to do that. It's really okay to do that. It's really okay to be like, oh, all of this good feeling and all of this good that I'm doing for myself, I'm going to dedicate it to somebody that I love. Because that's, even just that's a sacrifice, because we kind of do things and we feel like, but I'm collecting all of this good stuff for myself. Remember, I used to teach this all the time with the 4 steps of karma. It's like you have to find somebody who needs what you need and then you help them get it. So when you go and you do little things like that and you give it away, you give that love away, you give that energy away, you get more of it back. And so you want to do that. So it sounds like we're doing it underhandedly and trying to be selfish in the end, but we're really not. I mean, how bad would that be, right? If everybody just did nice things for everybody just because everybody got more nice things back, it would be like, okay, so I'll do that. So we don't want to do it from a selfish perspective, but it's like, it's easy to be kind. So This week, I think we still have some spaces open for the self-hypnosis course. That's this weekend. It's Friday night and Saturday. It's just 6 hours total. So I think it's like 2 hours on
2 hours on
Friday,
4 hours
4 hours on Saturday. Yeah. So that's this weekend. If anybody is interested in that.
Sign up by no later than Thursday though, because there's material we have to prepare.
Oh yeah,
so we
that's
get it
true.
now.
Yep. So yeah, this isn't a last minute Sally thing.
And there's 3 spots left.
Oh, okay. Very good. And then next month is cool. We've got all kinds of cool stuff happening, but we still have one more Tuesday. One more Tuesday till October. Who's excited for October? I'm so excited. I can't stand it. I feel like it's happening already. The mornings are cooler. Everything is starting to be better. It makes me so happy. So October is my favorite month. It's the month I had a child too, so that's always a good month. So yeah. And I always say that the weather doesn't get cool until his birthday. So we wait for that day until the end of October. It's always the end of October.
Like, I'm born in August. Who are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't think, Quentin, is there anything else?
Well, next Friday is archetypal dance, but I mean that's still a week away. Christina's doing the star. That's the archetype.
Okay.
So that's just a little point of interest there. With the self-hypnosis workshop, because I'm the main person leading it, we're going to be doing on Friday night is more introduction. We're going to be putting everyone in a deep trance state. And then Saturday is you come back with goals that you've written down. We're going to give you all the material. And then you say, okay, so this is what we want to work on. Now let's bring it into, so you can bring yourself back into that state again and then integrate it with whatever goals you want to focus on.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're curious, you can ask me more about that afterward. It is $250 to sign up for.
Yeah.
So.
But you'll be able to do your own manifestations, your own magic. Okie dokie, artichokes. So I think that's it. And one last thing. Next month is the last Reiki attunement for the year. So if you are interested in that, please let me know. So that October one is my favorite attunement. It's always my favorite attunement. I don't know why, it just is. I think it's because it's October. But it's nice. So if you're interested, shoot me either a text or an email, or talk to me, or talk to Dawn. Dawn's another person you can talk to Quentin, talk to Rob. We'll talk to Tamara. We can all let you know something about our cool secret society that we have. It's not really, Paige too. Paige, you can talk to Paige. Paige is like, going to talk to me. All right, you guys, I'll see you next week. Thank you. Just leave your stuff and we'll clean it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you.